Yo guys, Jack here, and today I'm bringing you guys something a little bit different. So I'm taking part in a promotion for a new film that's coming out in January called Gangster Squad. Now, I'd actually heard about this film a few months back, and I think it was in August when the original trailer released, and I thought it looked pretty baller. If you want to see that trailer, you can click on the annotation there. Looks like my sort of film. Sort of reminded me of The Departed in a lot of ways, which I'll talk about later. And it's sort of a gangster flick crime drama. Now, there won't be any spoilers here because I haven't actually seen the film for myself, but I do know the basic plot details, so I can share those with you. The film is set in Los Angeles in the 1940s and 50s, and it revolves around a special tactics group created by the LAPD to combat the Los Angeles crime family. Now, from what I'm picking up, the squad that the LAPD put together are actually sort of above the law, and it seems like they can bend the rules and actually break the law if they want to ensure that they're going to take down this crime family, which is led by a guy called Mickey Cohen, who was actually a real-life gangster from the 1930s to the 60s. So it seems like some of this movie will actually be based on true events that have taken place. And when you get a film like that, with a sort of mix of real life and script, it can actually be quite successful sometimes. So what about the talent in this film? Well, they've got a pretty interesting story to work with, but it's only as good as the writing, the director and the actors. The screenplay is by Will Beall, who looks like a bit of a newcomer to film, but he's worked on the Castle TV series, and he's also writing the screenplay for the upcoming Justice League movie, which is going to be absolutely massive, so obviously people have put a lot of faith in him. The director is a guy called Ruben Fleischer, I think I've pronounced that correctly, who directed the brilliant Zombieland. Now, that is a great movie, and it had critical and financial success. And if you haven't seen Zombieland, I definitely recommend it. It's sort of funny, there's a bit of action in there, and also if you like Twinkies, then you won't be disappointed. So what about the cast? Well, we've got some great actors in there. Sean Penn, Josh Brolin, Robert Patrick. He was the bad guy in one of the Terminator movies. The guys have got some eye candy in the form of Emma Stone. And for the girls, Ryan Gosling, who was pretty awesome in the 2011 movie Drive, even though he had like 6 lines in that. Drive, by the way, if you haven't seen it, epic movie. It starts off pretty casual, like, not really sure what's going on here. There's a guy, he's like a stunt driver by profession, but he also moonlights as a getaway driver. Like I said, the movie's pretty casual, and then there's one scene in particular about halfway through the movie, and then it's just like, bam! Shit just got real. And then the second half of the movie is just off the chain. Definitely check that out. Anyway, so Gangster Squad is actually looking pretty good, and I reckon I'll be going to see that when it comes out in the next couple of weeks. Definitely seems like a boys' film to me. I'm not sure if it's the sort of movie you'd want to take your girlfriend to. The demographic is probably like males aged 15 to 30, but I think that some girls could enjoy it too. So how does this all relate to gaming, and more importantly to my channel? Well, as part of the promotion, we've got together some Machinima YouTube directors, and we're going to be competing in some fun little tournaments. Nothing too serious, just playing in teams and squads. I'd like to think that my team was a gangster squad, but I think we're going to be mixing up the teams like every week. I'll be playing with guys like Retchie, Frankie on PC, and IncredibleOrb, who is an amazing Black Ops 2 player, and if you're into Black Ops 2, definitely go and check out his channel. As far as I know, we're going to be also playing Battlefield 3, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, some more Black Ops 2 along the way probably, and also maybe some Medal of Honor Warfighter over the next 4 weeks or so. There's going to be one of these Gangster Squad videos every week, so you guys can look out for those. The first round was a bit of a mashup. We played 4 games of Black Ops 2, 4 different maps and a different game mode each time. That's why the footage you're seeing is sort of cut up and stuff. But it was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to the next series of games. Now, seeing as we're talking about movies, I thought I'd share some of my favourite movies with you guys, as I've never really talked about that here before. Now, obviously, I'm not going to list all of my favourite movies because that would just be ridiculous. And there's going to be some films that I miss, but I'm just going to talk about the ones that really struck a chord with me. The first is Leon the Professional, which was released in 1994. This is a film directed by Luc Besson, starring Jean Reno, Natalie Portman and Gary Oldman. And if you haven't seen this film, I'm very, very jealous of you, because the first time I watched it, I was just absolutely blown away. The plot sort of goes like this. The main character, Leon, is an Italian hitman based in New York, and he gets his assignments from a guy named Tony. Leon happens to live in the same flats as a girl called Matilda, whose family are murdered in a police operation led by a corrupt officer played by Gary Oldman. Leon is then sort of forced to take Matilda under his wing, and she begs him to train her up as an assassin so she can get revenge for the murder of her family. Crazy shit happens, the acting's brilliant, the action scenes are brutal, and after I saw this movie, it really made me appreciate a good storyline, character interaction and filmography. Trust me, if you haven't seen this film, get it, whether you're young or old, male or female, it's amazing, you won't be disappointed. Another of my favourite films is The Departed. This is an American remake of a 2002 film from Hong Kong called Infernal Affairs, and having seen both of them, I have to say I actually prefer the remake than the original. The Departed is a crime thriller directed by Martin Scorsese, so you know he's a very good director, lots of great films under his belt. It's set in Boston and it's got everything you could want in a movie: action, backstabbing, undercover cops, old-fashioned racist drug pusher gangsters, revenge, justice. It's brilliant. The dialogue between the characters is so well done, and after I saw this film I definitely had a newfound respect for Leonardo DiCaprio. He plays his role in this movie like exceedingly well, and if you haven't seen this film yet, go and get it. It's going to shock you and it's going to blow you away. Some of my other favourites include There Will Be Blood, Donnie Darko, Shutter Island, American History X, The Green Mile, Saving Private Ryan, Inception, Full Metal Jacket, District 9, The Dark Knight. The list just goes on. Those are just some of my favourites, but if I listed them all, then I think we'd be here all night, and you wouldn't want to be listening to me all night. Moving on, I wanted to highlight a Gamer of the Week. So this is the section where I put you guys in the spotlight and pimp out your channel. This week I want to give it to a guy called Pacer, who's made some very funny DayZ videos over the last couple of months. In particular, 2 videos where he plays sound clips from the Family Guy characters on DayZ. And he does Herbert the Pervert and Peter Griffin. He plays them down his microphone as he's playing, and what he does is he like hides in the boot of a vehicle and goes and leaves it as bait, like he might leave it on the airstrip or just like out in the open, so someone is going to see it and try and steal it. And it's pretty hilarious watching people's reactions as they stop the car and panic, accuse him of being a hacker, and generally get annoyed with the situation. Little do they know he's actually just in the boot of the car that they're driving. Definitely go and check Pacer out. Now, he does other games too, such as Battlefield 3, and definitely deserves your attention. If you've got any suggestions for Gamer of the Week next time, leave them in the comments below. Also, let me know some of your favourite films. We're getting to the end of the video now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and remember to check out Gangster Squad when it hits the cinemas on January 11th. Leave me a rating, subscribe if you like this sort of stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.